Today we're testing coffee recipes because Sarah and I are addicted to coffee and we can't get enough of it. Sarah and I tend to drink an embarrassing amount of coffee. In fact, there are 2 coffee makers within 10 feet of me right now. But I figured, why not add some more coffee into our life? The first recipe is a quick tiramisu. And I actually love tiramisu, and I haven't had it in a long time because I haven't really found a good replacement for ladyfingers on keto. But this creator on TikTok, Matt's Fit Chef, we will link his video in the description below, uses an interesting substitute for the ladyfingers in this recipe. He actually uses rice cakes. These are Kim's Deli Pop rice cakes, and we found these on Amazon. And they're 2 grams of total carbs per rice cake. And we actually used these a couple weeks ago to make keto-friendly Snicker bar dupes that tasted better than they looked, because they looked like turds. It's going well. They look like turds. Anyway, so we will be using these in this recipe. You're also going to need yogurt. We're using this Too Good yogurt that has 2 grams of sugar per cup. You're also going to need some cocoa powder. This is our favorite type of cocoa powder. It's by Ghirardelli. It is divine. We can link this one in the description below. We're also going to be using some liquid stevia for this recipe. We're going to add a little bit into the coffee and into the yogurt to make it extra sweet because this is trying to be a tiramisu. So the first step is to take your coffee and pour it into a bowl. So for this recipe, we're using some Starbucks Sumatra blend. It's a very rich, dark roast coffee. So I'm going to be pouring about a cup, maybe a cup and a half of coffee into a bowl. And I'm going to start dipping my rice cakes into the coffee so they absorb that coffee flavor and soften. You can hear it. Hot. Oh, wow. They softened really fast. Okay. Round 2. I was too slow in dipping it. I really did not expect for them to disintegrate at that rate. Wow, that happened fast. I am really going to dip these quickly, get them out of there and into the bowl. And honestly, that gives me hope for this recipe because they're going to get super soft. So let's try round number 2. Good. We're gonna let this set in the refrigerator for 10 to 20 minutes. And then we're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna try it. It says here that tiramisu is an elegant and rich layered Italian dessert made with delicate ladyfinger cookies, espresso or instant espresso, mascarpone, cheese, egg, sugar, marsala wine. Really? Rum and cocoa powder. Huh. So we have none of those things except for the cocoa powder in this version. But I'm excited to try it nonetheless. Each of these has 2 of the Deli Pop rice cakes, which are 2 net carbs piece, 1 net carb of yogurt, and maybe half a carb for the cocoa powder. So 5 carbs approximately, and a typical tiramisu has at least 25 carbs in it. So let's give it a try. I think it looks pretty much like tiramisu. See here. I'm very interested to see if these rice cakes hold up to the ladyfinger kind of texture that I am expecting and hoping that it will have. The rice cake has like a drying texture, like a styrofoam type of texture. Do you agree? I'm eating it. I made a napkin. It's kind of got an odd texture. So I think the yogurt was a hack here. Instead of making the mascarpone mixture, mascarpone mixture that goes with the tiramisu, they're using yogurt, which is like way tangier. Yeah. Totally different flavor. The rice cake, I would say, is not the same as a ladyfinger. I think I would actually just go the extra step, use real mascarpone cheese, and use the real ingredients. I don't think yogurt
is a good substitute.
And I don't think the rice cake was a good substitute.
So you're going to call it a failed?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. It just doesn't taste like tiramisu. It's a fail. I don't even want to finish it. That says a lot. I know. So next up, this recipe was really inspired by the process that Emily and I go through when we're looking for ideas to show you guys on our channel. We searched the internet through TikTok, Instagram, and actually found this recipe on YouTube from a channel called About to Eat, where these chefs take one ingredient and they all make something different with that ingredient. And the ingredient was coffee. So one of the chefs in this show, I forget what her name is, but she actually made something called coffee jelly. And I've never heard of this before. And apparently it is a very common dessert in some Asian countries like Japan. So that's what we're gonna be making now. It looked really delicious and it only had a couple ingredients, so I thought, why not try to make that keto? So I actually filmed this part of this video yesterday because you're gonna have to let the gelatin and the coffee jelly sit overnight in order to set up, and we didn't have that much time, so I thought, hey, how hard would it be to film it by myself? Turns out it's hard because I spilled it all over the place. Anyway, so all you're gonna need is some brewed coffee. Like Emily said before, we're using the Sumatra blend from Starbucks. We really like that. I buy it from bulk, actually, from Costco, and it's pretty economical like that. So what you're gonna do is brew a couple cups of coffee, whatever flavor coffee that you like, and then you're going to be blooming gelatin in another bowl. You can see here that I'm taking 2 packets of gelatin and I'm putting it over about 1/4 cup of cold water, and I'm trying to bloom the gelatin in order to make it bloom. I don't know, whatever it's called. You want the gelatin to kind of expand and be ready for when you put it into your coffee. I put my coffee into a pot and I let it come to almost a simmer, kind of underneath a boil. And then I added in my bloom gelatin, and I also added in 1 tablespoon of liquid stevia. You could use whatever type of sweetener that you want. We really like stevia, allulose. I'm not sure if it will work with erythritol, but I just use stevia in this application. So I'm stirring around the gelatin and the coffee. I'm trying to get that nice and combined off of the heat. I stirred it for about 5 minutes, and then I carefully spilled it all over my cutting board. Multiple times. I had no idea that this recipe would be hard to film, but apparently it is very hard for me to pour the coffee from the vessel, which was like my little measuring cup, into each glass. So that's pretty much what you have to do. So I got equal measurements out, pretty much similar in each glass, and then I put it into the refrigerator overnight, and we're going to unveil it now. So honestly, I was kind of worried about the gelatin setting up. I was calling Emily about every hour and being like, it's not set up yet. But we were successful. I am able to turn it upside down without spilling it all over myself. So thankfully, it worked out. The toppings that you can put on your coffee jelly varies. Some people actually put just heavy cream. I guess that's the common thing that is served with in Asian countries. It's just some half and half, not flavored, not sweetened or anything. You could also put ice cream on it. I'm just gonna go in with some heavy whipping cream because that's what we can eat on keto. And then we're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna try it. Coffee jelly, this is an interesting one. I've never heard of this before, actually, which is funny because we are half Asian and we've been around our share of Asian desserts, and I've never had coffee jelly before. Have you? No. It has all the elements that I normally like in coffee. It has coffee. It has cream. It has sweetener. It has sweetener. How could this go wrong? Texture? Yeah. Okay, Emily is going to be dipping her spoon and trying to see how that jelly texture is like. Oh, nice. Actually, she mixes it a lot, so I don't know if you want to go ahead and like actually... Mix it? Not mix it, but break up the Jell-O and kind of get it all combined with that cream. Yeah, that's what she did in the video at least. And if you guys are looking to do this, you could also get like a keto-friendly ice cream. Vanilla ice cream in this would probably really be delicious. Really weird. We went with just like what they offer in Japan, which is just half and half. It's an interactive dish. I kind of like that. Okay, ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Thoughts, Emily? Anything? It's growing on me. I think you have to let it kind of like meld together and let it kind of... They're 2 different components, right? The cream and the coffee. So you kind of have to let it sit so that you can actually get the flavor of both kind of combining there. I kind of like it. Yeah, I feel like this is a kind of fun dessert. I like it. I think it's different. It's definitely something that I'm not used to, like having coffee in this consistency. I'm used to drinking it.
But really powerful tasting.
Coffee? Yeah. I use a really dark blend of coffee. That's the thing. If you have like a special type of coffee that you like, I think that it will taste like that. So if you like the taste of coffee, you'll probably like this as well. And I think that you could add a nice vanilla creamer or something like that, keto friendly, and to add extra flavor, or go in with some like Halo Top or something to really give it a nice sweetness to it. But yeah, overall I really like this dish. And it's very like artistic looking. A lot of geometry in there. So if you guys aren't subscribed, please do so. We are really hoping to get to 100,000 subscribers so we can get our shiny play button from YouTube to feel legitimate on YouTube. Thank you. And we made a real fun video a couple weeks ago where we actually made mozzarella cheese at home with only 3 ingredients. And if we can do it, you can do it too. If you guys want to see us make mozzarella cheese at home, you can click right here and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out.